the names of like Kent up, but obviously it didn't have numbers, so like.
I know a couple.
As in they have numbers on their kits, but the sketch.
I'll be right below.
I couldn't find it.
Marie. So if you need anything, I'll be right here. Cool. Yeah, keep an eye on. We are recording.
Amazing.
Okay.
We just talk, right?
Yeah, we just talked.
Okay, cool.
Welcome, watchers of this video, to the Clash of Titans, Stirling Dumyat Dragons, and Kentle Squirrels. They've chosen to call themselves Kentle because they're a mixture of Heel and Kent.
Okay, I'm with you, right.
They're wearing Kent kit, but they have a toy squirrel. So
Oh, I see, okay.
That was the logic behind that one.
This is Development Cup 2020. This is, I believe, the lower bracket on the second day of this tournament. The weather is beautiful. And that's all I have to say about that.
The referee team ahead is looking like Betsy Lou and Lee head reffing, with a crack assistant ref team of Jeffer, Freya, Henry Parks, Dylan Jones snitch reffing, and Claude McGowan snitching.
Just for like timing.
Should be a good game. I'm excited for everything this day has to offer. And I think Stirling.
I do believe in fairies. I do.
Thank you, Jeffer. That will. I don't believe Stirling have yet won a game this tournament. I'm not sure about Kent's competitive record. Have they not?
No.
Okay, so this will really be a fight to see who can leave with a slightly more positive win-loss record, as all games are, I suppose. But
they're competing for their first win of the tournament. It's a big time. So Kent have a guest coach in Josh Armitage of Olympians. Stirling have the guest coach of Isla Adams of South Sea.
LQC now, I think.
Oh, okay, LQC.
The itinerant.
The itinerant.
Isla Adams.
Itinerant. Isla Adams.
There was a time where, depending on what kind of
Starting lineups are just about assembling. I feel like you should not touch that.
Okay.
And
The boom mic, quite fluffy.
they're getting on pitch. It's happening. I can't see anything beyond the side of the gazebo, so anything on that side of the pitch is going to be. Also,
It's okay.
so
I
windy.
have the angles, so I can discuss. I will be your Kent defensive commentator today, and Fran will be your Stirling defensive commentator.
Cool. Well, that's good division of labour there.
Happy to be here. Can we just move this table?
We are quite swift and it's very windy.
That's better.
Lovely.
So they needed to make sure they didn't play first or second. So they made a tactical forfeit.
Slightly breezy day, so the assistant referees are holding down the bludgers. And we're about to hear Brooms up calls.
We're off. Stirling get the quaffle, scoop it back. Kent gets it immediately. A little bit of incidental back contact, but it wasn't called, so that's fine. Number 4 for Kent is beat.
And number 1, Bastion City, is now with the quaffle advancing towards Stirling's hoops.
Give Bastion a reset option. Alex, that's you. Call for it. Call for it.
A little bit of a loopy pass there.
Bring it back. Bring it back. Back in defence. Back in defence.
That voice you can hear there is Josh Armitage, guest coach of Kent Quidditch Club.
Sorry.
Possession now with Stirling's keeper, Rebecca Norman.
We've got control. Nicely done, guys.
Advancing slowly up the pitch.
Kentle currently with bludger control.
Fun fact for viewers at home, all of Stirling's team are current members of Stirling University or local members of Stirling City, i.e. they have no marks. We support this. Official endorsement. But it's nice to see a club thriving, growing. You know, they brought more people than they brought to Northern. Possession still with Stirling. I believe they've just lost that. quite a panicky, scrappy offense. I think they could have done a little bit more with their blood just to give their chasers more opportunities there. Oh, number 12 still with the
clever
cough for
dodge
those.
from number 12.
Oh, jumps and misses. That's unfortunate. I feel like that's a play that's going to haunt them. Another casual offence. Sauntering up the pitch. Oh, nice catch from Stirling Beta.
Keep passing between yourselves. Don't let the beaters draw you out.
And it appears Stirling are going for some sort of press.
I think that's the right decision there.
Held on to by Kentle for now. The third bludger is yet to be recovered by Kent. There is, and an excellent block from Stirling. Chaser 12 is led to a fast break onto the other side of the pitch.
Let's see if he can redeem himself for that last offence.
And that is the first blood of the match, with a goal to Stirling.
12. Stirling in particular, quite a small squad today. It's not surprising to see them mostly starting their offences rather slowly. Kent have more subs. If I were in their position, I'd probably be aiming to wear Stirling down a little bit more.
They do have about 11 players, I think. Not particularly large rosters.
They've got about
a couple of injuries as well.
That's fair. There are more people in the sub spots, but obviously that doesn't necessarily mean that they have more players available to them.
Alex, use your passing options. Get into space for him. Go for it, go for it, go for it.
Kent keeper trying to drive through, passes off to number 4, bit loopy, but straight into the hands of one of their other chasers. They're
The
retaining
offense
possession
continues,
rather well.
and the quaffle is now with Rebecca Norman.
Murray, take that trade! Murray, take that trade!
The second guest coach for Stirling is also Sam Spencer of SQC.
Oh, nice interception from Kent Chaser there. A little bit friendly fire, but he's alright. He's running on his own into a single bludger, which is an interesting decision. We'll see how that plays out.
It's worked so far for him.
Oh!
With a dodge, apparently, he continues to head up the pitch.
Top beats! Murray, top beats!
Oh!
The bludger is...
Oh, blocked by Stirling's own chaser. That was unfortunate. We've all been there. Quaffle back with Stirling.
Catherine, keep going down this way, keep going down this way.
Kent's Beater's quite dynamic on defence, not very willing to part with the bludger, but happy to get up in there and threaten. May not be able to see it, but the Stirling chaser with possession is currently wrapped up. And the Beaters have got involved, and now Stirling are back on their way back to hoops. Quaffle back with Kent. Real geographical disparity between these two teams.
Opposite ends of the country.
You know it.
This is why we love Dev Cup. It brings teams far away from each other together to play in Manchester. This fine day in Salford.
It's a beautiful day in Salford.
It's slightly windy.
I've got 2 layers of sun cream on, Fran.
The gazebo is struggling.
Work with Ellen. Too late, too late. Go, go,
13
go,
looking
go,
for space
go,
on offence. Pass off to 8.
Ah, but a smart beat from Stirling. Also 12 has...
12 seems to acquire the bullet quite a lot.
Guys, when you're back in, be ready for attack.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
One of you keep track. Oh, I need more water. Can I borrow some water?
There's my water bottle here, Cam. Quaffle back in Kent keeper possession.
Not been a high-scoring game so far. There's been a lot of scrums around the hoops.
A lot of scrappy defence.
What do you think Kent need to get themselves on the board, Fran?
I think at the moment they're not showing a huge amount of drive, possibly like a little taking more advantage of fast defences. They're allowing Stirling a lot of time to set up their defence before they start heading on the attack again. And they're playing around hoops while it's had some decent passing, sometimes a little bit loopy and sometimes passing backwards rather than behind the hoops.
Yeah.
But this could be their first goal, and unfortunately a clever beat from Johnny Lydon has the ball back in the hands of Stirling, and they are making a counter-attack.
Both teams quite disinclined to just have a single player running through, which has its merits, and certainly Kent have been making active efforts to involve all of their chasers in their offense. Although there is benefit sometimes in these cases, particularly if you're not sure of the physicality of the defence, just to run it in and put it through the hoop. Kent's keeper directing her team, getting those chasers up, push up a little bit further. And that Kent offence has been shut down. Stirling on a no bludgers drive. I think number 8 from Kent was beat.
Not sure, didn't quite hear.
Hard to say.
But yeah, this subbing on defence, this is something that could really possibly be exploited by a fast Kent offence here, but they've decided to take it slowly, which is fair enough. Not many subs. It's a difficult tournament to use up all your energy at.
Yeah.
Especially since these two teams will have at least one more game today.
You know, we're somewhere into day 2. Everyone's feeling it by this point.
There have been injuries. There's a few people in the subs box who will not be going on pitch after.
It's interesting because I feel like the start of Kent's offences show real conviction, but then it seems to fall apart, I think, in terms of awareness of other people's positioning, some panic
finishing
passes.
and the bludger awareness is
There we go.
interesting.
Someone give Tommy a reset option, please. Guys, someone head back. Give Tommy a reset option. Get back! Get back!
Rebecca Norman cleaning up a lot of these offences quite effectively.
The quaffle often ends up back into their hands.
Into the keeper's hands. Yes.
Quite regularly. It's also worth noting that Stirling have already attended Northern this year, whereas Kent/Keel this is their first quack outing of the season.
Oh, good for them.
Stirling 25.
Stirling 25 just scored. And Stirling are 2-0 up.
And the broom's down being called. Yes, current game time is 10 minutes and 12 seconds. Just called the brooms down. Currently we're looking to replace a hoop base as the middle hoop keeps falling over.
Quite a low scoring game, but could get
10
interesting
minutes in, 2-0 to Stirling.
10 minutes.
Okay. As it stands, I'd say Stirling have the upper hand. What can Kent do to get back into the game?
Just a little bit more control on the offence, really. Like, as you said, the offence shows real promise, and then it kind of breaks down for a little bit of lack of pitch awareness, a little bit of panic. The passes aren't quite making it, the passes that they're sending around hoops, and they're easily deflected by the chasers straight back into Rebecca Norman's hands. And then Kent don't seem to be getting back fast enough to do much about Stirling's quick breaks afterwards.
I think a little bit more beater chaser link up both on the offense and defense would do them some real favours.
Yeah, we haven't really seen much interaction with the whole chaser beater lines in this game so far.
What do you think Stirling can do to consolidate their lead?
I think certainly they've got like a few more subs than Kent, and I think they could. Who hit me?
It's about even, I think, subs-wise.
Yeah. They seem to have a little bit more energy, a bit more control. Why?
What's happening? Sorry, our commentator has been disrupted by some unknown force outside the gazebo. Kill with Quaffle heading up on offense. They also have bludger control.
Good commanding. Chloe, you're doing fantastic at directing here.
Pass number 6, straight next to a beat, a little bit of a hospital pass there. Rebecca Norman with the Quaffle. Missed beat there, and Rebecca Norman, number 58, scores for Stirling. Takes them to 3 up, overtime range.
Jesus, how many people are on the sideline for Becca? Oh, I'm disgusted.
A lot of the most effective offences that we've seen in this game have largely been one-person shows. Would you agree?
I would agree. Yeah, the maybe it's a bit of the wind, maybe it's a bit of the tiredness, but the passes aren't quite connecting. A bit more of that could really do quite a lot. But at the same time, running through seems to be quite an effective option. There's not a huge amount of tackling happening today.
Yeah. And I think, if that's your best option, then that's your best option, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Like, play to the game. If your opponents aren't tackling too much, then it's time. And it's another fast break as Stirling head up the pitch, but another botched pass. Slow pace, but they're still going.
Oh, this looks like a real opportunity for Ken here, and they've been beat.
Straight into a beater, unfortunately. Stirling looking to continue that offence.
Real snatch from Rebecca Norman. It was very nearly intercepted by Kent number 4.
And unfortunately 11 while putting it through the hoop. Oh, was not beat before. Did score.
I know what happened was 11 put it through the hoops, beat before. The Quaffle was loose, and rather than diving on it as Kent's defence should have done, it was free for number 25 to pick it up, pop it through the hoop.
12 minutes.
12 minutes!
That'll be frustrating for Kent. To think that you've conceded a goal and to stop play, and then not to get on that Quaffle, and then to realise that actually if you'd claimed possession of that, then you could have presented that hoop. That will be frustrating for them.
But I think a sensible call to call timeout for them here. Like 12 minutes in, we've got another 6 minutes still sneaking for. It's only one hoop out of range. Kent are still definitely in with a chance here. Stirling are looking fairly happy with progress so far. Probably looking to continue being a bit more consistent on their offences, try and get that chaser beater link up a little bit more and utilise those bludgers, because they have bludger control for a lot of the match. And it would be great to see them use that to score a few more.
15 seconds!
We had a loudspeaker for a sec.
But as you say, given this is Kent's first fixture of the season, certainly in terms of major tournaments, I think they're acquitting themselves incredibly well.
Yeah, coping a team's made every fixture so far.
Time up,
had a good few games at Northern as well.
Yeah, and since they have those keel marks as well, that's going to be challenging. Finding that link up. It improves over the weekend, but it's not the same as training with the same people week in, week out.
And there is some experience on the Stirling side as well.
Yeah.
With Johnny Lydon, he's been around for a while.
Yeah,
Rebecca
beating
Norman.
them. So Kent Coney with the Quaffle, about to be calling booms up. Stirling with bludger control.
On keeping currently is Chloe Williams, I believe, one of the keel players.
I would guess so, by the green socks.
Yeah.
So Kent's beat is in front of them, but what they've done there, they've advanced the quaffle before making that bludger play. If it were me, I would have gone slightly earlier, but I'm not a beater, so what do I know?
Tackle attempt to be made by 42 of Kent.
There we go, interception by
And
number
the
12.
possession
And
is
unless
now
that
with
beater gets in
Stirling,
there,
and
that's going to be a
that's
goal. So that is 5 up for Stirling. There was an attempt to beat there from number 17. Kent, unfortunately, didn't quite get there. Those are never anyone's favourite goals, but they're effective.
They're goals.
They're goals.
Goals are goals.
Goals are goals. As the phrase says. Quaffle with Kent's keeper.
Use your unmeter, Sam. You're taking priority on using your contact to make that window.
Josh Armitage giving some solid advice to their team.
Really want to see these beaters make a play here. That'll give the chasers the space they need.
Sam Jackson, 42, should be looking to napalm here or make some sort of contact. Lots of very static play.
Bring it back
I think
now.
that was an unfortunate shot from number 4 straight into the defence. But it's hard, isn't it? When you're standing there, you've got the
When
hoops
you're
in front
around
of
hoops,
you.
like, where else are you going to put it? Especially when you've got 2 bludgers in the hands of the other team.
Yeah.
Stirling back on advancing up the pitch again for their offense.
Nice backer, nice backer.
Lovely to see so many experienced players coming here, guest coaching, especially those that have no prior affiliation with a team. That's a really positive sight.
Stirling
Dev
and
Cup has such
Southampton
a
are
good-
not nearby, but
Dev Cup has such a community feel, real sense of people coming together and supporting teams that maybe haven't had the same opportunities to grow for whatever reasons, whether that's logistical, whether that's personnel. So really nice to see those experienced players
and the
coming
atmosphere here today has just been fantastic.
It
really.
has.
Lots of support, lots of friendly play. Coaches giving advice to pretty much everyone. It's very nice to see.
Chloe Williams changed into the black headband there.
Go on then.
And
Ken, can I get your seekers, please? Sterling, can I get your seekers, please?
Stirling beating that a little bit higher up, really closing down that defence. Now Rebecca Norman's with the quaffle, number 4 coming in from Kent. She is running into a bludger there. Beat and a missed shot, a little unfortunate
with
there.
less support up than she would probably like. But that's okay because Stirling are already 5 goals up, so not looking too much of a problem at the moment. Seeker's about to go on.
Kentle will be looking to defend. John Lydon swapped out of the black headband into the yellow. Your snitch today is Claude Goen from Liverpool. Probably Claude.
No, the wind keeps giving them 100 points.
We're seeing some contact put in there. Pass off to 24, but the Stirling K chaser is about to get there.
Marco, go with it, Marco.
Don't give me a countdown, just tell
The
me.
meter's in, bring it back.
Yes, Marco. Make the contact. Yes, yes, yes. Go, go. No bludgers, no bludgers.
And Stirling keeper is sending it to number
Stirling
12.
calling no bludgers.
But
There certainly is a
unfortunately that
bludger.
was beat before due to aforementioned bludger. Kentle now back with the quaffle.
I feel some of Kent's players show real potential, certainly in terms of sort of athletic ability, purely in terms of speed and agility. I think it's really that clinical finishing that they're lacking in that passing. But they're not entirely out of this game. They're only 2 out of range.
Working with their beaters to sort of create that space for a drive right up to the hoops
Yeah.
and through the hoop. A lot of shots are just being going straight into the defence at the moment.
Just release.
And quaffle with Stirling's keeper.
Kent with bludger control. Let's see what they make of it.
And it's a bit easier to use. Although you
The snitch is now on pitch. Claude Gowan warming up.
Kent may
waiting for
struggle here
season.
as they're going to have to commit a bludger to Snitch as well as to Quaffle, and they've been a little bit on the back foot in terms of the Quaffle game as well, so that could be really challenging for them, particularly if they lose control. What's happened there?
they
There was a
have to defend.
turnover due to inbounding procedure.
Oh, there was no turnover. Should have been turnover, but there wasn't.
Seekers in 10 seconds.
Well, Kent have the quaffle.
10 seconds.
Yes, no, Stirling got it. So
5,
ignore the Seeker, because Stirling did.
2, 1. Seekers released.
To be fair, he had a better angle on this action than we did. There was a gazebo in the way.
God damn, that one hit.
Stirling's beaters on defence really seem to have been everywhere. It doesn't seem that Kent have been able to crack through that, which is a credit to their beaters.
Johnny's just explaining the goal then, please.
And some scrappy defence from Kent there.
Interesting mount from the Stirling keeper, though I don't believe contact was made. Currently still looking like Stirling's game. We'll see what Kent make of it.
Stirling on some sort of defensive seeking.
Why do you think that is?
Probably waiting for the other defensive seats to be beat out, which they might want to wait for quaffle possession to commit one of their beats to it.
You could put a base on the back of that.
I think there's certainly rationale for defending, even in swim, if you're not wanting the other Seeker to get it. I'm not sure of the rationale for defending if you're out of swim and up.
Unmount at this point.
Especially when Kent will certainly be hoping to get back into the game.
Might be prudent to dismount at this point, Johnny, but here we are. And Johnny has let go.
As advised by the softbox.
Interesting.
Some unusual contact from Kent's defence. I wouldn't necessarily call a foul, but it did look odd. Spin of brooms down. Not sure what happened, but the head ref did just say to Kent's guest coach, I can't let that stand, mate. So, that'll be a yellow card?
For two-handed contact.
For two-handed, okay.
From that Kent chaser onto Stirling 12. It was not inconsequential.
Not inconsequential. From my perspective, I wasn't sure if he'd swapped arms, but I trust Betsy to have a better judgment and a better angle on the action than I do.
From behind.
You need to put it on here.
Two hands.
Yeah.
Kent player heading into the sim bin.
Is it contact from behind?
It was 2 arms back, yeah. Make sure when you're back on the go.
Brooms up, Stirling with Quaffle. Slightly loopy pass back into the hands of number 12.
Immediately go back to the turn back in.
So a chaser, but she was beat just before making a shot. Number 25 with Quaffle, and that is a hoop. Number 13 back into the game after that concession.
Score now 6-0 to Stirling. Going for the catch.
Bastion's there!
25 Sterling.
Yes, 25 just popped the Quaffle out of Kent's hands, not to his ultimate advantage, as
Kind of
Kent
popped
had
it off the
possession.
pitch. And that's an inbounding from Kent, and
Right next to him.
If you, like,
as Betsy is explaining,
reload
Right next to a bludger though, who'll be hoping to clear that. If I were one of the off-ball chasers, they were quite close together. If I were 24, I'd come back a little bit, give them a little bit of space away from that beater. Chosen to pass it back into the hands of keeper number 42.
I think Johnny's doing
Slightly loopy pass next to a beater. That was unfortunate. Kentle really need to score to keep themselves in this game.
Johnny wants a script,
Do not stop recording automatically. Some nice passing between 12 and 25 there.
They've been a real asset to Stirling throughout this match. Number 25 with the quaffle, tried to run it in.
Not quite getting
there you
it, and
go.
finally making it after going behind.
Admirable effort from number 1, trying to get in the way of that hoop without goaltending. He was doing a pretty good job, but...
Who scored the goal?
25.
Game time is 22 minutes. Score is 7-0 to Stirling.
An attempt to shoot there from Kent's keeper. Could have possibly gone through the middle hoop had it still been standing.
First handicap! First handicap for Snitch. This could be a long game with Kent defending, neither team paying too much attention to the Snitch with their bludgers, as Kent are hoping to get back into the quaffle game and probably prioritising their bludgers there, and Stirling not needing to invest their bludgers in that space.
Two small rosters, not too many seeker subs.
Yeah, they'll be trying to preserve themselves as well, because as you mentioned previously, they're both going to have another game today.
Okay, Alan, go for the pressure marker now. Go for the ball. Go for the couple now, quick.
Pass to Stirling chaser, being wrapped up by the keeper. And number 2's cleared that up for Kent. So possession now with Kent. Josh Armitage advising players to use their contact. Haven't seen much contact in this game at all, really. There's
Couple
been a
of
few
tackles
wraps,
from Stirling beaters, but not too many in the chaser game,
Nice
and
deflection from
certainly
Kent
not too many
chaser.
from.
Oh, Quaffle strip from number 25, followed into a
But
beat.
4 now has the quaffle, and it was so close to being a goal.
Kent still trying to clear it up off the floor. And Quaffle in Stirling keeper's hands.
Hands. Another brooms down being called.
Sorry to replace the base again.
Again, to replace the base of the middle hoop on this side of the pitch.
I mean, to be fair,
Wind hasn't been good to us today with the equipment, has it?
Wind has not been good to us today.
I did suggest filling a base with more sand.
I think they
That'd be a bit of a too
have
much.
done.
We'd have to take the base off of 3G, fill it.
I heard whispers, and I would not have the equipment officer necessarily endorse this, but I did hear whispers that one of the bases was filled with 3G crumb to weigh it down. But of course, that can be neither confirmed nor denied by QuidditchUK's equipment officer.
You may be wondering, where do we get the 3G crumb from? And the answer to that is, where don't we get the 3G crumb from?
In a lot of places, when you'll find out when you scout venues.
It's like sand, gets everywhere.
It's coarse and rough and irritating.
Apparently it's made from recycled tyres.
It's good to know, really.
Yeah.
Good to know that venues are installing sustainable practice.
Sustainable procurement practices are what we're all about here at Development Cup.
Now, at QuidditchUK, we have a policy where we don't laminate any of our schedules because that's not recyclable. Plastic
That is
wallets
the
and
only
sellotape
reason.
only.
Plastic wallets, of course, famously recyclable.
Yeah, but the paper we can take out. Play resumes again. Stirling keeper subbing off now.
Recycling pedantry notwithstanding.
And Rebecca Norman back on pitch for Stirling. Good to see. Another slow advance. Stirling Seeker has also been subbed off for
Sam Spencer delighted and surprised with the scoreline, which is currently 7 to Stirling, 0 to Kent. Game time, about 24 minutes. Number 4 from Kent, been consistently impressed with the pace and with the agility. Hasn't been able to capitalise that on
Hutton
offense.
style.
Hutton style, yeah. Of the school of Hutton, if you will.
Hutton.
And again, yes, that was good.
Perhaps looking to improve bludger awareness a little bit more and put hands through hoop rather than shooting. But other than that, lots of potential, great agility. Really
Comes with experience though, doesn't it?
It does. And as we say, this is Kent's first official QuidditchUK outing at the tournament this season.
Oh, missed beat on number 42. This could be Kent.
This could be
Kent on the scoreboard. Doesn't seem to have happened. Shot against
Number
a
1.
beater. Don't believe that was an intentional block, but number 42 with the quaffle keeper. Oh, popped out by Rebecca Norman. Still in the hands of Kent's keeper, but they are in Stirling's keeper zone, so that's going to be cleared up by the beaters. Unfortunate conclusion to what was quite a promising offence for Kent. Stirling chases with the quaffle. Being defended by a bludger there. Nice interception from Kent.
By number 1
Got a
from Kent.
clear run. There's a
Could this
beater
be
right
it?
at hoops. He was
And-
beat.
But number 4's there. Could this be? No, it could not. Unfortunately, the beater's back. Number 4 has been beat out, but an admirable run from number 1 from Kent there.
Could have done with a little more support. Perhaps on the left, split the beater. But always easier said than done, isn't it?
Always easier said than done.
Kieran's the option. Kieran's the option. John's the option. John made it.
And
Nice
no
interception from
deception
Kent, although I believe that was straight off pitch.
Inbounding for Stirling.
Number 25 from Stirling, not hoping to lose this
Into the hands
opportunity,
of the
although it's
keeper.
been intercepted by the keeper.
Engage your teammates.
Again, though, gets one bludger, a couple of chaser defenders.
And that was through the hoop, and Kent are on the board.
Kent are on the board.
Second handicap.
So the second handicap time is
28 minutes.
28 minutes.
And the score is 7-1 to Stirling, with Kent having just scored their first goal by 42. Sam
Could be the start of
Jackson,
some
their
momentum for
keeper.
them.
Second handicap, 28 minutes.
28 minutes.
3 more and they might even then they can go to win.
Oh, Rebecca Norman accidentally, I assume, kicks the ball to Kent. They're on another fairly clear run up the hoop, the pitch. There is one beater with a bludger there.
But they've been otherwise occupied, so
Chasers have had time to set up that defence though. Let's see if they can take advantage of this. A little bit of passing here, let's see. Oh!
and straight to 25, unfortunately. On
Nice
Stirling.
interception there.
But good defence from Stirling, consistent and trying to keep it together.
I think that was one of the calmer offences we've seen from Kent though. There was a moment it looked like we were going to shoot, they decided not to.
Yeah.
Seeing everyone in front of them, tried to work it around, didn't
Made
end up
some passes
capitalising on it.
around.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked a little calmer.
Nice, Becca. You're still free. You're still free. John, you get more open. You get more open. Go, 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 go.
Both of Stirling's beaters went in there trying to get control. Didn't manage it, and both ended up beat, so they are now playing into a keel defence with bludger possession. Ken executing a press, although with one of Stirling's opposition beaters in their half. Oh!
Drop of the coverall from 13, and he's beat from behind. Number one shoots but misses. Very close, very close.
That was so close as well.
What time are we at?
31 minutes.
Time is 31 minutes. Score is 7-1 to Stirling. Those seekers will be starting to feel pretty tired by now. Seeking is a grueling job most of the time. Can be very rewarding, I hear, but I'm quite lazy, so I don't do it. Stirling up on offense with Quaffle. Into the hands of Rebecca Norman. Oh, intercepted by Sam Jackson, keeper. Who's now looking to advance up the pitch. He could do with a little bit more support.
Noticed that there are bludgers there, but
he does have someone in front of him. I'm not sure how useful that space is.
And he's being forced back by 25. Okay, cool, and we're back.
Turn up the brightness, I see.
Cheers.
Yeah, Kentle need like 3 more goals if they want to go into the
Slight break for a memory card thing there. Helpfully fixed by media officer Sam Davis. Owner of this camera.
Apologies for the lacuna in footage, it could not be helped.
The weather has changed since we last spoke to you. It is now raining and windy and quite cold. The game has not changed much. It is still 7-1.
Still 7-1 to Stirling.
Game time currently 35 minutes, approaching 36 minutes.
Could reach the game cap in this.
Looking likely at this point. Claude is not looking concerned. Stirling Seekers are looking tired, and Kent are not looking to cold catch anytime soon.
Seeking has been a little lackadaisical. Low energy, mostly. Understandable with small squads and low stakes. It's out of swim.
We cannot see past the side of the gazebo because we're trying to put the camera out in the rain.
Apologies, but we won't be able to show Kent's hoops as we cannot move the camera into the rain. So apologies for that. Kent up on offense. Going into one a little more coordinated with their bludger offense on in this particular case. Pass it over the hoops into an empty midfield.
Well retrieved by Sam Jackson, keeper. And a bludger deflection as well. He should be careful to not step over the line though. Use up the reset. And he's heading back up pitch. Now, not into a bludger. Quite a loopy pass. But and that's Kent's second goal of the day.
So that's 7-2, Kent 2 out of swim.
Bastion City 1, number 1.
Oh, number 1 again.
Yeah.
2 more goals. 2 more goals.
Number 4. Sure?
2 more goals.
Sam Spencer indignant at the implication that the spectators would like Kent to score 2 more goals and thereby get this game into swim, although it is doubtless that it would entail a real change in pace, a very different approach to the game that we've seen so far.
Yeah, but I meant to go to the second time still.
Number 23 Stirling with the quaffle.
The driving dish! What I taught them. I'm so proud.
Kent, well, both clean up the defence there.
There was a beater and a keeper versus 3 chasers.
And gobble back from Sam Jackson. Heading up. Why is it leaking there? Why is it leaking there?
For context, the tent is leaking directly onto the camera. Apologies again for our inability to film or commentate Kent's defence. We've moved it slightly, so it may be a little easier.
And Kent have decided to catch.
We've had a cold catch from Kent. Not sure who made that call.
I know.
Refs are huddling up. Neither team looking particularly elated, although to be fair, that may be the weather, or resting bitch face, we can't say for sure. This may be Stirling's first win. First win at Development Cup, possibly. And it is! That may be their first win this season. I'm not entirely sure of their competitive record, although I know, obviously, at Northern they wouldn't have had many wins to be here at Development Cup today. Massive congratulations for Stirling. That must feel absolutely fantastic. Commiserations to Kiel and to Kent. Thank you very much to all of the referees and to everyone who made this match happen. And thank you for being with us in spirit, if not in body, at Development Cup 2020.
Time 38.
I will.